Welcome to the regular meeting of the Mayor Pro Tem and Board of Trustees of the Village of Woodridge for Thursday, October 5th, 2023. We call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Clerk, will you call the roll call, please?
Trustee Martinez,
Present.
trustee Kagan,
Present.
trustee Angeles,
Present.
trustee Krusek,
Present.
trustee Page,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Blair.
Present.
We have a quorum.
We would like to start tonight. Please join us in a moment of silence and reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. We'd ask that Sergeant Chris Krawcheck lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For the benefit of those in the audience or viewing tonight's meeting at home, please note that tonight's public hearing for the proposed Pulte development at 6200 Route 53 will not be heard tonight and will be continued until the October 19th, 2023 regular village board meeting. In order to continue this agenda item to the next meeting, the board will need to take a formal action. Therefore, I am asking for a motion to continue the public hearing for the proposed annexation, rezoning, and development 6200 Route 53 to the next regular scheduled village board meeting of October 19, 2023. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Page and Martinez. We need a roll call vote, please. If the clerk would do a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Martinez,
Aye.
trustee Kagan,
Aye.
trustee Angeles,
Aye.
trustee Krusek,
Aye.
trustee Page.
Aye.
Motion passes.
We are pleased tonight to have a special recognition item, and we have an introduction of a new sergeant. Chief Cunningham, can you help us out here?
There we go. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and Village Board. Very honored to introduce our newest Sergeant, Chris Krawcheck. I'd like to recognize a couple of people in the room, the members of our police commission. They're in the back there, Angelina, Curtis, and Dennis. Thank you for all your support. I want to recognize our officers that are here, current officers and also retired officers. That guy over there, Sergeant Ray Moeller, retired, coming back to honor Chris. Everybody else from the police department. People from the village that are partners, Heather, who helped us out. She was on for a week and I said, hey, we got to promote a sergeant. And she was there for us right from the beginning. So we don't have many sergeants that have a walk-on music. You know how when somebody starts a baseball game, they get their own music. So I want to invite Chris up here. Oops, hang on. It worked. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah.
Sound was.
Yeah, it worked before. Hang on. Now it's up. Yeah, it's not working, huh? Can't do it? All right. Technical difficulty. So come on up, Chris. It was really good song. So I'll tell the story. Is it okay if I tell the story, Chris? So a couple weeks ago, Chris was at a wedding and he called the next day and he said, hey, I'm going to be on light duty for a couple weeks. And I was like, okay, what happened? Well, there was this long, long pause. I was at a wedding and I was dancing and I think I messed up my ankle. I'm not sure what's going on with it. And I was like asking him, what song was it? What song was it? And he would not tell me, but I think I figured out the song and I wanted everyone to hear it, but obviously that didn't work. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. All right, I'll talk a little bit about Chris and then I'll turn it over to him and we'll swear him in. But Chris grew up in Burbank. He moved to Plainfield. He comes from a law enforcement family. His father was a police officer. As far as education goes, he went to Plainfield South High School, Moraine Valley, Waubonsie College. He's got his associate in criminal justice, and he's returning to school. It was one of the things we talked about when he was preparing for the sergeant's exam. In 2007, he was hired by the Burridge Police Department. And then in November of 2010, he came to us as a lateral. So I love to hear lateral officer success stories, and Chris is definitely one of them. When we were contemplating hiring more laterals a couple of years ago, he was always one I bring up. Chris came over as a lateral. He's an awesome officer. And now he's going to be one of our leaders on the police department. As far as what he's done in the police department here, he's worked in patrol. He's a range officer. He's an evidence technician. He's a tactical officer. He works for ILEAS, that's the Illinois Law Enforcement Alarm System, and the Mobile Field Force Operator and Supervisor. This is a special assignment that we give to officers, and that group, Mobile Field Force, goes out to every protest. In the last couple of years, we had a lot of them. Some were violent, some were calm. But the one thing I always noticed about Chris when he was working that assignment, he understood the importance of making sure that people have the right to speak their mind. They have the right to protest and freedom of speech, and he always protected that. And I've seen him in action that way. And I know on every occasion, I'm very close to the supervisor of that unit. He mentions all the time that Chris always tries to make a connection with somebody, even though they're protesting. It's oftentimes protesting the police. He would often try to make a connection with them and just kind of share their personal experiences. So I really appreciate that about Chris. He's very committed to that position. He has gone through the ranks and he's now a leader in that position. And I got multiple calls when he was getting promoted, asking him to stay in that position. They were not going to let him go. As far as training, he's had extensive certifications in a wide range of law enforcement specialties, including especially emergency management and FEMA. And when I look at upcoming sergeants, I always think, okay, what can we use this guy for? What's his specialty? And I see him in that role. He's been recognized with numerous commendations from local, state, and federal agencies. I've had the honor to watch Chris kind of grow since I've been here. When I got here, he was a tactical officer and he was out hitting the streets, doing his thing. But in the last 2 years, I've seen a change in him, and a serious change. He knew he wanted to be a supervisor. He worked very, very hard at it. Asked really good questions. He's a little nervous about it, but that's what I like. He understands the importance of it. And we have often had a lot of kinds of conversations about how do we make the police department better. And I'm certain that he's going to work his hardest to do that. So I'm going to stop there. Chris, can you introduce your family, please?
Parker, daughter Grace, and Jerry, father-in-law Leo, and mother-in-law.
The one thing I want to mention is, and on behalf of the police department and the village, we appreciate the support that you give us and allowing Chris to do what he has to do. I know the dedication comes from the family as well. And I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So. So we're going to have the swearing in ceremony and then we'll do your badge ceremony. Okay. Huh? Okay.
Okay, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Chris Krawcheck,
having been appointed to the office of
having been appointed to the office of
Sergeant
Sergeant
in the village of Woodridge,
in the village of Woodridge,
in the counties of DuPage, Will, and Cook,
the counties of DuPage, Will, and Cook,
aforesaid,
aforesaid,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
and that I will faithfully discharge
I'll faithfully discharge
the duties of sergeant
the duties of sergeant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Tradition for us to have somebody from the family or someone close to the sergeant getting promoted to actually pin the badge on. I knew it was going to be Melissa.
Thank you, Chief. Mayor Pro Tem, Board, Commissioners, fellow members of my department, family, and everyone else here. Real honor to be up here. Accepting this privilege to be your Matt this position. Again, like she said, I don't take it lightly, and I hope to do the best that I can. Look to everyone else that has been in this position before, or anyone upcoming, we'd like to do the best to move forward.
Well, we are honored to commemorate your promotion, Chris, and we congratulate you and your family for this outstanding achievement. And we thank you for all your service that you've given to the village. And we wish you nothing but success. And as residents, we're very happy to have you. Thank you. Hey, Administrator Stonich, would you please read aloud a proclamation that we have?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Blair. We have a few proclamations this evening. One is in relation to the Hindu Heritage Month for October of 2023. And Yash, if I may ask you on behalf of the foundation to please approach the podium. And on behalf of the Mayor and Board, I'm going to read the proclamations and then we'll allow you an opportunity to say a few words. Thank you. During the month of October, whereas during the month of October, the rich culture, history, traditions, achievements, and contributions of the Hindus are recognized and celebrated throughout the nation. And whereas Hindu Americans have made significant contributions across all fields, including science, education, medicine, law, politics, business, culture, sports, and more. And whereas Hindus strive to achieve Dharma, which is code of living that emphasizes good conduct, ethics, morality, righteousness, duty, responsibility, law and order, service to humanity, nature, environment, ecology, and inclusivity. And whereas the Hindu community celebrates various cultural events and festivals in Woodridge, including Diwali, which promotes the message of triumph of good over evil and light over darkness. And whereas during Hindu Heritage Month, we honor and celebrate the rich and vibrant heritage, traditions, culture, history, spiritual values, achievement, and contributions of Hindu Americans. We are grateful for their innumerable contributions that they make to our society, which are vital to our community. Now, therefore, on behalf of Mayor Gina Cunningham of the Village of Woodridge, DuPage, Will, and Cook counties, in recognition of Hindus in our community, to hereby proclaim the month of October 2023 as Hindu Recognition and Heritage Month. And we encourage all of our residents to celebrate our diverse heritage and culture of our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of Hindu American Foundation, my sincere thanks to every board members here, the citizens of Woodridge area, my community, and mayor and executive staff. I am really enlightened and I'm really thankful to get this award on behalf of Hindu American Foundation. And Hindu American Foundation is looking into the Satya, which is the truth, always truth and happiness of everyone, all citizens, and be innovative in our culture and in our contribution, and ahimsa, which is the non-violence, be kind to people and always innovative and creative and helpful in the community. So thank you very much. We really appreciate this. Thank you.
No, take as many pictures as you want.
Right, might have to squeeze in a little here. Oh. Alright, we're gonna get some of this angle, but maybe just a little. Even a little on this side. All right, ready, y'all? 1, 2.
And if I could ask members of our Human Relations Advisory Committee to just one moment to stay here for me. Also, Mayor and Board, I'd like to present a second proclamation in honor of Hindu Heritage Month of October 2023 to Deepak. If you would come up here on behalf of the Human Relations Advisory Committee and introduce the other members here on the committee as well, if you would. Thank you. If you'd like to introduce yourselves, please, that would be great.
I'm sorry. I'm Deepak Ghosh. I'm one of the members of HR Advisory Committee. We are very honored to receive this. And for last couple of years, we have been working with Mayor's office, particularly Mayor Gina Cunningham and Peggy here, to celebrate the Diwali. And I'm very happy to mention that City of Woodridge will be celebrating the Diwali on November 12th between 3 and 5 in a community center. So please do come and you will get the announcement in due course. Thank you once again.
My name is Shatendra Singh. I'm also one of the members of you all appointed committee, Human Relations Advisory Committee. Thank you to Peggy for helping us to get us so far along here. And you can see the results of everybody coming here and celebrating Diwali at Woodridge. Such a great feeling. Thank you all. Thank you each and everyone for our support.
So I'm third here on the Human Relations Advisory Committee. So this is a team of about 11, and I'm Nand Prakash Garg. I moved into Woodridge in 2011 from Lyle, and I can't tell you how happy I am that I made the transition over to Woodridge. And thanks, Peggy. She has made us transition into this committee very easy. This is the first time I'm serving on this committee, and I'm getting to know our city. I'm getting to know our dedicated volunteers who are spending their time on the City Council. I appreciate all the help and thank you very much. And we will invite all of you to see if you can come to that celebration. This is the first time we'll be celebrating Diwali as a City of Woodridge as a community. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. We're honored to have you here. And we certainly will let people know that November 12th is the day that maybe we want to mark on our calendars. Thank you so, so much for being here and all your contributions to the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And items D, E, and F will be honorable mention proclamations for National Community Planning Month, October 2023, National Code Compliance Month, October 2023, and then proclamation for Arts DuPage Month, October 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Administrator Stonich. We're going to move on to the public comments now. We're going to pause to acknowledge any written public comments that have been received prior to the meeting that do not relate to tonight's agenda and enter those into the public record.
Mayor Pro Tem, we have not received any written comments in advance.
Okay, then we will move on and we'll ask the staff if there are any members of the public who have joined us who wish to comment on items not related to tonight's agenda. Hearing and seeing none, we will move on to comments related to the agenda. We will pause to acknowledge any written public comments that have been received prior to the meeting that do not appear on tonight's agenda and enter those into the public record. Administrator Stonich.
Mayor Pro Tem Blair, we have not received any advanced comments.
I will now ask staff if there are any members of the public who have joined us who wish to comment on items that do not appear on tonight's agenda. Hearing and seeing none, we will move on to our omnibus. May I have a motion to approve items A through F and acceptance of item G through I? May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, trustee Krusek. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, trustee Annalise. Is there any requests to items be considered separately? Administrator Stonich, would you please read the items that appear on the omnibus agenda?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Blair. Members of the board, good evening. Item A, Resolution 2023-77, resolution authorizing the mayor and village clerk to enter into a certain water service agreement. This is at 7 South 695 Lynn Drive for owners Steve and Natalie Bauer. Item B, Resolution 2023-78, resolution authorizing the mayor and clerk to accept a certain grant of and temporary easement for 2928 Jonquil Lane for the Crabtree Creek Sanitary Interceptor Sewer Improvement Project. Item C, Resolution 2023-79, resolution authorizing the execution of a new traffic regulation agreement between the Village of Woodridge and MLRP Wallace Way LLC. This is for 2110 Wallace Way. Item D, Resolution 2023-80, resolution awarding bid number 2023-11. This is for janitorial services for the new municipal facility, the police facility. This award of contract would be to Chi-Town Cleaning Services out of Chicago, Illinois. Item E, ordinance 2023-29, an ordinance granting approval of a minor amendment for the DuPage wastewater treatment plant located at 7900 Route 53. Item F, ordinance 2023-30, an ordinance granting final plat of re-subdivision approval for Quaid Manor subdivision. This is 1308 and 1312 in Oak Court. And then items G, H, and I are prior minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk Hennigan, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Kagan. Aye. Trustee Annalise.
Aye.
Trustee Krusek. Aye. Trustee Page.
Aye.
Trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passes.
There's no mayor's report this evening. However, we encourage that you stay connected to the Village of Woodridge, whether it's through the village social media channels or Facebook weekly e-news. Administrator Stonich, we now turn to your report.
Thank you. Item A, ordinance 2023-31 is an ordinance granting a variation to allow a 435 square foot pool cabana located at 1304 Pin Oak Court. Director Clark will have just a brief overview.
May I have a motion to approve?
What do you want to-
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Good evening. Before you is a case that was presented at the Plan Commission meeting last week, and that is for a variation for an accessory structure on a residential lot. And the current code that regulates accessory structures for open-sided pool cabanas is regulated at 100 square feet. And this particular property is requesting to have about a 435 square foot cabana. The home here is what you see in front of you. It's a fairly large home. It's also on a very large lot. Here's the rear of the property. As you can see, the home is set up higher than the rear yard as it starts to drop down toward the rear yard. The area you see now is the pool that's being dug, and then there's a large deck being built. In this image, to my right, the cabana would be located. It's going to reflect the architecture of the home. And to show you where it looks on the map is the yellow is where the cabana area would go. And it's approximately to the north, about 50 feet to the north property line, and to the east is about 40 feet. And it's highly vegetated back there. And the pool, it's adjacent to the pool, and then the rear of the home. This is a unique area in our community. It's probably one of the largest square feet for single family homes, this one being approximately 83,000 square feet. So kind of large estate properties. The homes there are fairly large. Some of them are on multiple lots. So our zoning code doesn't really take into consideration this type of a property. Although there is no true hardship to grant a variance, we believe the argument was that it's meeting the intent of the code. There's plenty of screening and setback, and the home and the lot is fairly large, that the zoning code doesn't really take this into consideration. The Plan Commission did make a positive recommendation to support the variation as presented. And that is what I have for the board. Any questions?
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second, please. Thank you, trustee Page. Second, please.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Martinez. Any discussion? Clerk Hennigan, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Kagan,
Aye.
trustee Annalise,
Aye.
trustee Krusek. Aye. Trustee Page,
Aye.
trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next item B, ordinance 2023-32, an ordinance granting approval of a major amendment to a final regional planned unit development and final plat of subdivision. This is Farmingdale Village Townhomes, developers M&I Homes of Chicago at 8405 Woodward Avenue.
Staff has received a request from the petitioner to formally continue this item to the next meeting. In order to do so, may I have a motion, please, to continue this agenda item to the October 19th board meeting? Motion, please.
So moved.
Thank you, trustee Krusek. Second, please.
I'll second.
Thank you, trustee Annalise. Clerk Hennigan, will you call the roll?
Trustee Annalise,
Aye.
trustee Krusek. Aye. Trustee Page,
Aye.
trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Kagan.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next item C, ordinance 2023-33 is an ordinance proposing the establishment of a dormant special service area number 9 of the village of Woodridge and the imposition and levy of a tax at a rate equal to the rate or amount of tax sufficient to produce revenues required to provide the special service area in and for such area. This is in relationship to the Farmingdale Village Townhomes.
Any discussion? May I have a motion to approve? So moved. Thank you, trustee Annalise. May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, trustee Page. Clerk Hennigan, will you call the roll?
Trustee Krusek. Aye. Trustee Page,
Aye.
trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Kagan,
Aye.
trustee Annalise.
Aye.
Motion passes.
We don't have any further business, but before adjourning tonight's regular meeting, I wanted to make the public aware that the board will be reconvening in a study session meeting tonight immediately following our adjournment of this regular meeting. The purpose of the study session will be to review and discuss matters relating to the 2024 proposed village budget. Tonight's study session is open to the public, and we invite those that are interested to attend. With no further business to discuss this evening, I would like to ask for a motion to adjourn the regular meeting of the village board.
So moved.
Thank you, trustee Martinez. Second, please.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Krusek. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Any opposed? Motion carries at 7:31. Okay.